Hey guys, welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna and you are with me in my car. This week we are a little busy. We've got a little bit of extra dance and I've got to be here to help out a bit. So it is just easier for me while I am sitting here kind of wasting time to knock out filming. I feel like everybody's doing this recently. I saw Cassie sitting in her car. I feel like I recently saw Melody sitting in her car. So guys, this is real life. We do not joke here. It is real. It is what it is. So today I just want to run down with you something we've recently introduced is news and current events to our homeschool. So I just wanted to run over what we're doing with you. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments, or sitting in my van, or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So, why am I talking about news and current events? One, they can be absolutely terrifying. Just yesterday, there was another school shooting, and it is one of the things that while I never think that you should make decisions based in fear, I am never sad that I don't have to wake up the next day and send my child to school after that happens. I'm never sad about that. I just am not. And I remember my youngest coming home from school one day, and she's barely articulate, and she said something about, they had to go into her teacher put her in the dark closet. And I was just like, okay, what happened now? And then we got the notice later that they had, I don't remember what they call it. It's not an active shooter drill. It's like like a bad person. So, they don't say active shooter, but they mean active shooter. They mean somebody who has come in to cause harm and threat. And that is crazy to me because she went to that school until she was 3. So it's not maybe 4, but still a babe and a half. It is crazy to me that is the world that we're living in. And I'm not meaning that to be political or anything like that. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but nobody wants that for their kids. Nobody wants that for anyone's kids. It is what it is. But the news is scary. The news is crazy. Even primetime television is, honestly, you have to judge what you can let your kids watch anymore because it's just all gotten so kind of inappropriate and out of hand. So we have found a couple of news resources that I feel are, they are intentionally designed for children, and I feel like are a good safe space. And I'm not going to say that they don't have a slant, because these days I really do think that everything has a slant. But it is an important part of life to teach your children how to discern that information. What is safe? What is the slant? Who is telling me this? And what could their motivations be? I think it is a good skill for all of life to learn how to accept things that are presented to you as fact, right? This is an important life skill. We recently, we were in Texas. If you know anything about Texans, they are loud, they are proud, and we love our Alamo. But we recently heard in the history of U.S., a little bit different version of what happened, coming from the fact that Texans, they weren't just these innocent people who were besieged upon by Santa Anna. And it's one of those, it was just a really click moment where it's like, every story has two sides, and it's important to, kind of go between the two to figure out what the actual information is. And so it's important to know that teach your children to discern information. Just teach them how to not take everything as fact. It's important in this day and age, especially in this day and age when there's so much misinformation and so many people actively trying to trick you with deep fakes and spoof numbers and phishing emails and all of the things. I'm just saying it's important. It's an important skill to have. It's very important for life. And as the world becomes more techie and more crazy, it's invaluable to teach your children how to think for themselves. Okay, so do that. Please do that. Now, why are we doing this? Current events are important. Current events are very, very important. And I want my children to know what is going on in the world. I want my children to know what is happening if they hear something. Now, what are we using? We are using, my girls absolutely love CNN 10. And again, not to be political. And again, I do think all of these news outlets do have a slant and a bias. But to say that, there's no safe place to get news in the world. And I know that there are a few, what I would call my more conservative counterparts here on YouTube who advocate for things, for very specific news channel outlets who have, again, kind of a different slant. But I don't feel the need to, I'm not advocating, I'm just telling you what we're using and that I feel like it is, it's all biased, but I feel like this is a good introduction for things to our day. It's 10 minutes long. It's video, so my kids love watching it. And then we are pairing that, and that comes out every day. CNN 10 is daily. And then there is also, I think it's called News Quiz, and I found it available through the pbs.com, but it's once weekly, and they have they'll give you the information, and then there's like a tiny little test on it to see if you were paying attention. And I really like that. Part of this for me is nostalgia, because I remember in our junior high when every classroom got a TV, and it was up in the corner, and it was like one of those big box TVs, but it was up in the corner on a little standy thingy in the corner, and it gave us the news, and they did announcements, and we were part of there was a news channel that was piped in, and then our local kids did the announcements through the video, and it was the coolest thing. So part of this is that for me, but I want my kids to be know what's going on in the world. They know about the teacher strikes in LA, and they heard recently about, the poor people starving in North Korea. So I'm not saying it's not still sensitive information, but I feel like it is presented in a way that is age appropriate. So by all means, watch it with your kids, use your own judgment. But for me, I like having this resource. So I like it. I like that they're getting a little bit of current events and news for the day without having to go unleash them onto the internet, which is a whole other can of worms. So I like it, all free. I like that it's free. I like, it's little 10 minutes, CNN 10. That's the whole point, is it's 10 minutes and it's done. So this is a really nice addition, I feel like, to our homeschool, and my kids enjoy it. And then they're able to have really topical conversations with us, letting us know things that they've learned. And of course, these are stories that we're reading from a more adult point of view, usually. So it's interesting to hear what's being said there. And then also, as we're discussing these things, we are able to add more information that we may have, or add a different viewpoint that we may have heard. So it is helping them make that, the discerning and critical thinking skills and all of that, and just working their brains a bit more. So because we have come across this recently and started doing this more regularly recently, I thought it would be valuable to come here and share with you. For comparison, my kids are into 5th and into 1st. So I've got 2 girls, and they're using it and they're loving it. And like I said, it's really nice to be able to have kind of topical conversations with my kids. They've got technological advancements, things that are going on worldwide, not just in our country. So it is really nice to kind of get them a little bit more of that global viewpoint. So I enjoy it, they enjoy it, and I thought you should know about it. I will go ahead and link everything that I'm talking about in the description box down below. Guys, I hope that you found this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for sitting with me in my car. Okay, anything else you want to reach out, down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic.